What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And with WrestleMania 38 taking place in just a few days, we have my predictions for both nights on who I think is going to win and what I think is going to happen. Without further ado, let's get right on the video with the first match of the predictions video. First off, we have Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship, and I will say that this is one of my most hyped matches for the weekend just because this feud has been going on for quite some time now. These two started beefing all the way back at SummerSlam when Becky Lynch won back her championship after 26 seconds, and I am very excited to see Bianca Belair finally get that revenge and win back a championship, making her the Raw Women's Champion. I think that this is going to be a great match. Becky Lynch has gotten a lot better in the ring, and Bianca Belair is one of the best women's wrestlers right now in the world, so this is going to be a banger, and it should probably open up WrestleMania. I'd be happy with this because I don't think it's main eventing. Anyways, Bianca Belair is taking back her championship. The next match, we have Rey Mysterio and his son Dominik Mysterio taking on the random tag team of The Miz and Logan Paul. I find it funny that every single time Logan Paul is in WWE, he's always doing something super random with someone super random. Like at first, it started off with Sami Zayn, then it was showing up with Baron Corbin, and now he's with The Miz. But at the end of the day, this is his first in-ring bout, and I think it's going to be a low-key great match. Like a lot of people are going to be shocked at how good Logan Paul is, with just a few weeks of learning how to wrestle. The man is a natural born athlete, and I'm actually excited just to see how he performs because a lot of people didn't expect the Bad Bunny match to be so good, and then he pulled off a great match, and I think the same will happen with Logan Paul. It will be interesting to see if we'll see more of him down the line because I could honestly see him and The Miz becoming tag team champions if he is down for it. I know for a fact that WWE would want to do that because of all his popularity and fame. When it comes to the winner of this match, I think The Miz and Logan Paul will be winning. Next up, we have Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin in a singles match, and I don't know what to say other than goddamn, this feud has been going on for quite some time. It's going to be one of those filler matches that don't really matter too much. It's going to happen. A lot of people are going to use it as a bathroom break. The family in attendance will be like, all right, that's fun and all and whatever, but that's about it. I don't understand why Drew McIntyre had a match on Raw against Baron Corbin and Madcap Moss. Like, it makes no sense why it was a 1-on-2 handicap match, but it is what it is. Drew McIntyre will definitely be winning this match, giving him some momentum moving forward, and I think he's finally going to get back in the world title picture and have a feud with Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, depending on who wins that match. Next up, we have Seth Rollins versus somebody totally random that Vince McMahon is going to choose, and I think a lot of people expect Cody Rhodes to be the name, and he's most likely going to be it, but I will say that there is a chance that it could be Goldberg for some reason. I don't know why. I think Goldberg could just show up and squash Rollins. That would be pretty crazy. The IWC would hate it. Another thing that the IWC would hate is Shane McMahon making his return and wrestling Seth Rollins. I don't really think either of those things are going to happen, but it is a possibility. In reality, though, it's most likely going to be Cody Rhodes, and I am also super stoked to see this happen. If it is Cody Rhodes, this is the perfect way to bring him in. I'm happy with it. Cody Rhodes showing up and getting that big pop at WrestleMania is going to be great to see. Hopefully, he has the same music, the same attire, the same pyro, and I want to see these two have a great match. Give them 12 to 15 minutes, and it will be a banger, and let them continue their feud after this as well. The Usos are going to defend their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs in a match that I really don't care about at all. I love the Usos, but at the end of the day, I don't care for this match. I don't know why it's happening. It's such a filler match that it shouldn't really be happening. The WWE could have come up with anything better than this. Like, honestly, they should have probably held off the New Day versus the Usos until WrestleMania. That would have been the best thing to do, but they had that feud right after the draft happened. You already know Vince McMahon was too excited and want to see those guys wrestle again. Anyways, the Usos are not losing the titles. I don't see Shinsuke and Rick Boogs being the one to dethrone them. They will retain. After that, we have another filler match that was just announced a couple days ago, and that is the New Day versus Sheamus and Ridgeholland. Again, I don't care too much about this match. I guess it's one of those matches that WWE booked because Big E broke his neck, and you know, Ridgeholland is the one who did that. So maybe the New Day want the revenge, and I guess it kind of makes sense in kayfabe terms. I'm gonna call it how it is. The New Day will win, and a lot of people won't care about this match either. Following that, we have Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And this was originally going to main event, but that does not seem like the case anymore. I think the Kevin Owens show with Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to take the main event. And that is just wild to see, but it makes sense. I guess Vince McMahon cares more about Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he's definitely going to get the loudest pop, the loudest reaction. And a lot of people don't really think that this Rousey and Flair feud is too great, so it makes sense. But at the end of the day, Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey is most likely going to have a really good match. These two had an outstanding match back in 2019 at Survivor Series, and I expect the same thing to happen if Ronda Rousey is ready to go without any ring rust, because she did have a little ring rust during the last couple of months. Anyways, Ronda Rousey is most likely, in my opinion, going to win this match, and I believe she's going to hold that title for an entire year and then wrestle the 2023 Royal Rumble winner Becky Lynch at next year's WrestleMania. That is what I'm feeling. And the last thing that's going to happen in the first night of WrestleMania is the Kevin Owens show with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think we're going to get a great promo between both of these guys because they can both speak on the microphone. Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to bring out some crazy lines. Kevin Owens has been doing some of the best work of his career by himself with just a hard cam. Like, just imagine that Kevin Owens has been carrying an entire feud with just a camera and a microphone and trolling the crowd. Now imagine if you put Stone Cold Steve Austin in front of him. That is going to be fire. I'm going to say that it's going to lead to a big brawl or maybe even an impromptu match. Kevin Owens is going to take a stunner, and that is going to be the end of the night. The crowd is going to love it, and there's going to be beer poured all over him. And now we're getting on to the second night of the card, and that is going to feature the Women's Tag Team title match. For the first time, the Women's Tag Team titles are defended on pay-per-view since last WrestleMania, which is crazy to think about. And we have Sasha Banks and Naomi taking on Carmella and Queen Selena. You also have Shayna Baszler and Natalya for some reason, and Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. It is a big mess of a match. This is kind of happening just to put all these women on the show, and honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. I guess I want Sasha Banks and Naomi to win just because I don't want Sasha Banks to take another loss at WrestleMania. Like, this girl has lost too many times. Her record is not looking great. Next up, we have Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn in an anything goes match, which I guess means a hardcore match with no rules whatsoever. I'm expecting these two to just do some of the most random things with a lot of weapons. Johnny Knoxville is going to take a lot of hits, and unfortunately for Sami Zayn, he is going to lose. I have a feeling that Johnny Knoxville is going to beat him and finally get him to shut up, and that's going to be a tough loss for Sami Zayn, but it is what it is. What are you going to do about it, you know? Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory is one of those matches that is going to be low-key good because nobody is really expecting too much from it. The feud is kind of good because Pat McAfee is great on the microphone and can get anybody hyped over anything. Like, the man could honestly be a wrestler, and I think he would do pretty well. Austin Theory is also a great wrestler. This match is going to be interesting because I feel like it's going to be good, but a lot of people are going to sleep on it. Anyways, I think that Austin Theory is going to win this match. If you want to push Austin Theory in the future, you can't have him lose to a commentator. That is just a bad look. So I'm sorry, Pat McAfee, I love you and all, but you're taking the L here. RK Bro is defending their tag team championships against the Street Profits as well as Alpha Academy, and I just want to say that the Street Profits turning heel was such a random thing that I didn't expect, but I do think it's going to be good because they do need a fresh change. Anyways, as for the winner of this match, I think RK Bro is going to successfully defend their championships and hit a bunch of RKOs. If they don't successfully defend, this is when we see Randy Orton hitting Riddle with an RKO to turn on him. That is what I expect. We are finally getting the dream match between Edge and AJ Styles at WrestleMania. A lot of people are saying that they don't have too much expectations for this match being great because they're afraid that AJ Styles is going to pull the same thing that happened at WrestleMania 34 with Shinsuke Nakamura, with a lot of people thought was going to be a great dream match, and it was kind of trash. But no, they don't want to do that again. I don't care. I think Edge and AJ Styles are going to have a banger. I have high expectations. I think they're going to meet them, or if anything, go beyond my expectations and put on an even better match than what I was imagining. I do think, though, that this new Edge storyline, or the new character that Edge is portraying, is kind of funny for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, the winner of this match, I think, is going to be Edge, and the feud will continue on after that. And I think we're getting a Hell in a Cell match between these two down the line at the pay-per-view. Bobby Lashley is taking Omos on in a singles match, and I just want to see Bobby Lashley lift Omos and do pretty much the same thing that happened with Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. That's what I think WWE is trying to do. Anyways, Bobby Lashley is winning this match. Let's get on to the main event of the show. And as we know, the main event is title for title, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, with both the WWE and Universal Championship on the line. Winner takes all. This is probably the hardest match to predict, but I'm going to have to give it to Roman Reigns at the end of the day. The reign cannot end. Roman Reigns is in God mode right now, and he cannot lose. I think he defeats Brock Lesnar, and that is the ending of the show, with him holding up both titles, showing that he is the true star of the WWE and the entire wrestling business as a whole right now. Anyways, that is it for my predictions. Thanks so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Let me know your predictions in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.